Hi everyone. Today we're going to be doing a nice evening relaxation yoga with some props. We'll have 2 blocks and a bolster and a strap. So if you don't have the blocks, you can use just a couple cushions even. We're not going to use them extensively today. And same if you don't have a bolster, you can use a few couch cushions for support. And if you don't have a strap, you can also use a towel or something similar, a blanket, that would just allow you to hold something that you can also wrap around your feet. As always, if you have any medical conditions or any injuries, you definitely want to consult your healthcare professional. We're going to start with a box breath, but we're going to start on our blocks. So we're going to be sitting in a kneeling position on our blocks. And I'm going to face you while I do this. So I'm going to set my blocks up like this. And this is mainly to just make sure that we take any pressure out of the knees or from the ankles, because we're going to sit in an upper thunderbolt position, supported thunderbolt. With our left hand, cup that in our lap and take the right hand and place it right over top. Touch the thumbs together, or they can overlap. Either way is fine. So we'll take our shoulders up, around, and back, creating a nice long spine. And we're going to do a box breath tonight. So that's going to be an inhale of 4 counts, holding for 4 counts, exhaling for 4 counts, and then pausing for another 4 counts. So I will guide you through the first series, and then you will continue on your own at your own pace with your own breath, hopefully extending each set of counts to be a little bit longer, so just a little bit slower. And we'll be there for about 8 breaths, 8 cycles. So let's begin. We'll inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue. And we're about halfway. And we'll take our last cycle. back to breathing normally, inhaling and exhaling. Nice long inhales and complete exhales. We'll release that mudra and slowly blink our eyes open, gently. Beautiful. So hopefully that created an evening out in our energy and relaxing mood for us. So we'll go ahead and begin with just getting a little bit of movement in the arms and the neck. So we're going to inhale to lift up, looking up towards the hands, and exhaling to lower, lowering just at the neck. And inhaling to lift up, looking up, and exhaling to lower. Inhaling, arms up, face looks up to the hands, and exhaling to lower. And now we'll add a twist in, inhaling to lift, and exhaling we'll twist to one side, bringing the hand to the outside of the thigh and the arm right at the small of the back and the hip where they meet. Just very gentle twists. Hand to the hip and outer thigh. Lifting up again and twisting gently. And up one more time, twisting to the other side. And lifting the arms up. And we'll release the hands down. From here we'll do a few cat-cows, so hands forward. We'll open the chest on the inhale, face looks up, back arches, and exhaling, contract, round the back, chin to the chest. Inhaling to arch and lift, exhaling to round and contract. And you continue at your own pace, with your own breath. We'll be here for a few more cycles. And one last one. When you finish here, we'll come into a neutral spine, nice and tall. Gorgeous. So we'll go ahead and take our head and neck to the right, looking to the right, or just in one direction, and then we'll switch to the other direction. Inhaling and exhaling. Switching to the other direction. Beautiful. We'll go ahead and take these blocks out from underneath us, and we'll come into a normal thunderbolt pose. So just sitting here with our sit bones on our heels and our knees together. And we're going to go ahead and clasp our hands behind the back, opening up through the chest, just being careful not to arch too much in the lower back. This is all about the chest and upper back here. And we're going to go ahead and fold forward, letting those arms come up and trying to keep the sit bones as close to the heels as possible. Coming back up, letting the gaze lift up, and we'll go back over, forward folding. If you can let your head touch the ground, that's great. Take the opportunity to stretch into the shoulders and lifting back up. You're doing wonderful. This is a tough stretch, and we'll go one more time, over and lifting. And we'll come back up, rolling back up through the spine. And releasing the arms and just giving the shoulders a little roll there. And forward. And go forward as well. And we'll go ahead and sit to the sides. Before we do that. If you do have any knee discomfort, you can sit in Sukhasana, easy pose, cross-legged position. Always know that that's available to you. If any poses are a little bit too much, you can come back into child pose, which is just a curled up fetal position type of position. So we're going to sit to the side of our heels here and take our legs out into Sukhasana. I'm actually going to face you for this, so it's a little bit easier for you to see. So we'll move the fleshy part of the seat back so we can sit on our sit bones nice and tall, shoulders back and down, hands out to the sides. We're going to lift the left arm up, and then we're going to walk the right arm out. It can be either arm that you're doing. If it's not the right, it's fine. If you're just mirroring me, that's perfectly fine. We're going to try to make a nice long line from our hip up to our fingertips. Without rounding too much, feeling a nice stretch through that side body. You're doing great. It's not about how far we go, but really about staying in a nice alignment and lifting up and coming back down. Ooh. We'll bring the other hand up and shift over to the other side, feeling in, keeping that outer sit bone down, lifting up even through the inner side body, lifting up, making sure we're nice and elongated, breathing into the side body, and we'll inhale back up here and exhale. Beautiful. So now we're going to go ahead and take that and we're going to move it around. So we're going to travel it. So we'll inhale, one arm up, and we'll reach that out again over to the side. Now we're going to turn and face over the knee and the leg, trying to keep ourselves as lengthened through the back and torso as we can, our chest and heart center open, and coming to the center. Keeping that same length, inhaling and exhaling here. And over to the other side, still facing the leg. And then we'll plant that side hand and lift up for the side lean. And we'll press it up and lower that arm down. So we'll reverse all of that we just did. So lifting that arm back up and shifting over into a nice side lean. Breathing here and exhaling into the next position. Lifting up and out. Trying to create a nice long line in the spine through the top of the head. And coming to the center again. Nice and long. And switching to the other side. And we'll transition, planting the side hand down and lifting the upper arm up. Getting a nice side lean. And can feel in the increased flexibility each time we do this. It feels very good. So now we're going to take that all and we're going to round it, but we're still going to keep it segmented and slow. So we'll lift the one arm up and then we're going to come out to the side again. And now this time we're going to let it all round to whatever level of comfort you have. There's no need to go any specific place, and then we're going to round and fold over the leg. And we'll walk that over into the center, reaching out as much as we can, as comfortable. And walking over to the other side leg. We're planting the side arm down, rotating open. And you can lift yourself up a little bit if it's a little bit too much. Make sure those sit bones are staying down. And lifting back up and down. And we're going to do that all to the other side. So lifting back up and rounding over. Beautiful. This feels so amazing. And folding forward over that leg. Walking through to the center. And over to the other leg, folding over. And planting that arm down, rotating the upper body back open and lifting up, and arm goes down. Fantastic, great work. Now we're going to go ahead and lay down with our backs on the mat. And you'll want to have your strap handy for this next part. So get ready, nice and slowly easing the body down. And we'll go ahead and bring our right knee in. Bringing the right knee in, the left knee stays bent. Just hugging that knee in. Keeping the shoulders down on the mat. And we'll go ahead and hug behind the leg, the back of the leg. flexing the foot, we'll go ahead and take that foot up, keeping a nice bend in the knee, whatever gentle bend in the knee you want. We're going to bend it all the way back down, just getting some extension and bend into the knee joint, bending and extending. Moving with your own breath here, it's perfectly fine. And the next one, we'll lift that foot up, leave a generous bend in the knee, and go ahead and flex and point, flex and point those toes. And we'll go ahead and take some ankle rolls here. Just getting the joint nice and warmed up and going the opposite direction. And from here we'll bend the knee and place the foot down. We're going to get that all on the other side. So on the left side, we'll bring that leg in and hug the knee into the chest, dropping the shoulders down, relaxing the back. And we'll go ahead and take our hands behind the leg, behind the thigh, flexing through the foot. We'll lift, extend, and bend. And we're not trying to come to straight, we're just trying to get some warming up of the knee joint. And on the next one, we'll go ahead and leave our foot in the air, and we'll point and flex, point and flex. Fabulous. And you can rotate that ankle around a little bit in one direction and switch to the other direction. Great job. And from there, flex and bend the knee, placing the foot back down. So now that we went ahead and did that, we're going to grab our strap. And we're going to take that around the right foot. I'm going to lift that up. So what I usually recommend in doing is you can just hold the strap if you want and just leave your shoulders and elbows down on the mat. But sometimes it becomes kind of a chore to hold because if you feel like you're holding too much, so you can wrap the strap and then just let the hands hang so nothing is trying to hold anything too hard. So we're here in this hamstring leg extension, and you can go ahead if it's available to you and stretch out the lower leg and flex through that foot so it's still active. And from here we're going to give the leg a little bit of space because you're probably not going to want it to be up as high. We're going to take it across the midline of the body. So your right foot is going to go to the left. And we're just going to feel that out. It might need to go a little bit further away from the body in terms of distance as we cross. You can put your right hand out to kind of counter. This right hip is going to stay down. It's going to stay down, and we're going to get a nice stretch through this whole side body as well as our hamstring. breathing here. And we'll lift that back up. And slowly bend that knee. Bringing the foot in and unwrapping. From here, we're just going to put our strap to the side for 1 second, and we're going to counter that with a supine tree pose. So we'll open up that knee that we just had up in the air, and you can leave your hands here on your hips. You can stretch them out to the sides, or you can lift them up above the head. Thinking about as if you were standing in this pose. How would your body be? Shoulders down, nice. Now we'll go ahead and bring the arms back down. Assist that knee in coming back up. And we'll now bring the left knee in and wrap that foot with our strap. And slowly extending and finding the right kind of, you definitely want to have a little soft bend in the knee. We're not trying to lock our knees out and get them absolutely straight, but you want to feel that awareness in the back of your leg and your hamstring and your glutes and your calf muscle. You feel all through the back of that leg, and we'll go ahead and extend. If you did it before, extend that bottom leg. Inhaling and exhaling. And we can go ahead and slowly start to shift the leg across the midline to the right, keeping that left hip down. So we're not lifting our hip up. If you need to take the left arm out on the floor, you can, or sometimes it might help to just place the hand on that hip so that you're aware if it feels like it's lifting. You feel a really nice stretch through the side of the leg and the hamstring here. Terrific. And we'll go ahead and bring that up slowly, nicely. And we'll bend that knee, taking the strap away, and we can put the strap away now. We won't need it again. Placing that foot down and going for a supine tree pose, so opening up that knee, the left knee. And again, you can have your hands on your hips, you can have them down, or we can even take them up above the head. Just trying to keep the shoulders down though, flexing through the standing foot as if we were standing. Lovely. Let's bring those arms back down. Assist the knee, bringing that knee back up. And we'll bend the other knee Bringing both feet to the mat, and we'll turn to one side. And we'll go ahead and press ourselves up. And we'll come into a tabletop position now. So we'll have our knees under our hips and our hands under our shoulders. And we're gonna try to press the padded part of the hand into the mat instead of getting into our wrists. So we want the padded part under our fingers to be pressing into the mat. And from here, we're going to engage our abdominals, and we're just going to gently take our shoulder, right shoulder towards our right hip, and feel a stretch in the left side body, looking back towards our heels. And we'll switch and take that to the other side. Beautiful. One more time, each side. Shoulder towards the hip, looking back. Coming back to center and to the left side. And coming back. Now we're going to do one more variation of that. So we're going to take our right foot back. And I always like to just stretch through my Achilles and my calf a little bit when I start taking the legs back. We're going to lift that leg up, flexing through the foot, engaging through the abdominal, so it doesn't have to be high, we just want it to be in a nice line. We're going to take that to the outside of the left foot, and without dropping into our hip, we're going to stay lifted and engaged. We're going to look back at that crisscrossed leg. Breathing here. And bringing it back up. And coming back to neutral. We'll get that on the other side, so we'll go ahead and take the left foot back. Just stretching through the Achilles, pressing back a little bit. Then we'll lift that leg up, engaging in the core, and take that over to the outside. Just gentle twist, looking back towards that foot. But feeling that all through the left side body. Nice stretch. Lifting it back up. And coming down onto our knees. And stretching back into a child pose. And we can even put our hands back by our heels this time and just get nice relaxation. And then we'll go ahead and press on the hands on the mat, rolling up. We'll bring our bolster out. We're going to go ahead and get a nice assisted cobra. A supported cobra. We will put the lower part of our hips onto the bolster. Yes. And then we'll place our hands down below our shoulders. The knees will stay bent. This is just to really allow people to get out of the lower back. So we're going to go ahead and tuck the pelvis towards the bolster and try to lift up through the upper back as we stretch. And If you want to go deeper into this stretch, you can use a block under each hand, but we're really just trying to get the feel for this position right now in this practice without getting too deep into the lower back. And then we'll go ahead and lift the hips up, pressing back. And we'll come into one more child pose, but we're going to do a wide knee child pose this time. As wide as is comfortable for you. Hips go to the heels, toes together, and we can just reach our hands out, resting our forehead and arms on the bolster. If you like, you can press the bolster out a little bit further and just let your head hang, be supported by the arms on the bolster. Getting a nice opening in the chest and shoulders here, as well as breathing through the hips and the lower back. We'll take one more breath here, inhaling and exhaling. And rolling up slowly, slowly, nice and easy through the spine. Terrific. So we're going to go ahead and head into a supported half pigeon pose or sleeping swan, because we will be here for a little bit. So it's a little bit more of a yin pose because we'll hold it longer. So we'll come up onto the hands and knees and take the knees back just a little bit. And we'll go ahead and take that right knee and place it up behind the right wrist and sink the hips down. You may want a block here. You may want a block to support under the hips, so you can just make it ultra comfy, ultra relaxed stretching. And we're gonna go ahead and bring that bolster in and just lay out over this lovely bolster. And we're gonna be here probably about 2 minutes. So just rest and relax into the stretch. take our final breath in this position. And we'll move our hands to the mat. Press our body up slowly. Take the block from underneath us. And go ahead and lift up, moving that leg back behind us. We'll go ahead and take some hip circles to just kind of work that into and out of the body just a little bit. And then we'll switch directions to the other side. Beautiful. So we're going to get that all on the left side. So we'll go ahead and move the bolster over just a little bit. And we'll take the left leg and pull the knee up behind the left wrist. Do any scooching you need to. Feel free to just adjust. And if you do have a sensitive knee in the back, you're more than welcome to put a blanket underneath or a towel underneath the knee if that makes you feel a little bit more cozy, comfortable. So I'm using a block again on this side. This is my more tight side. And it's perfectly natural as we ease ourselves down onto the bolster. It's perfectly natural that you'll be more flexible on one side than the other. So don't worry about that. And we'll just relax here, resting. Again, for probably somewhere around 2 minutes. So make sure you get comfortable. You have nice long inhales and complete exhales. And we'll take one more breath here. And begin to place the hands on the mat, pressing the body up. And we'll go ahead and remove the block from underneath our hip. Lifting the hips up and carefully placing that knee back. And again, we'll go ahead and rotate the hips in a circle, working that position out a little bit and switching directions. And now we will once again be using our bolster here right in the middle of our mat. We're gonna do a supported twist. So we're gonna do a deer pose twist today because we're working the side body primarily, so our hip is gonna be right next to our bolster. We have a 90-degree angle, hip to knee alignment, and 90-degree with the body. So we're also going to get a 90-degree angle with this leg. So the knee is going to be right off of the hip and the ankle right off of the knee. From here, we're going to lay down on our bolster and feel that stretch all through this side body, all through. And we'll be here for a couple minutes, so just breathing here. And slowly we'll start to bring the hands to the mat, pressing up gently, gently, gently. Lovely. This is so relaxing. We're going to take that and just switch to the other side. So rotate around. And here this way, you can also see the other aspect of it. So I'm going to get my head close to the bolster, and we're going for a deer pose, 90-degree angles in the legs, and lowering over the bolster and resting Getting that nice relaxed stretch through the whole side body. Breathing here. To place our hands on the mat again and shift the body up and come upright. And now we'll go ahead and turn to face the bolster. We're going to go ahead and come into Shavasana. And even though this seems like we're just laying around here a bit, we are getting some much needed relaxation and stretch into our bodies. So don't discount these lovely poses, and especially Shavasana. That's our pose that kind of brings everything together in the body, and it lets the body assimilate the practice. It lets the practice sink in. So that's our next pose, our final pose, of course. And we're going to lift the legs. You can really do Shavasana however you like, but when I end practice with supported positions, I do like to support my legs in Shavasana, and it just creates a really nice, relaxed, and supported place for the body. So we'll ease ourselves back down. And we'll just let the legs flap open. We'll let the arms lay open. Shoulders relaxing down, closing the eyes. If you do have a towel or a t-shirt handy, you just want to put that over your eyes. It's a great way to just tune into yourself without any external distractions. And if any thoughts do come popping up into your mind as we lay here, just allow them to float on through, making sure to rest and relax the forehead, the eyes, the mouth, the cheeks, the jaw, the tongue. Relaxing through the shoulders and the neck. Just letting the body melt into the floor. Feeling the weight of gravity. Checking for any areas of tension in any part of the body and breathing into that and releasing it. We're slowly going to start to bring our awareness back to the body, back to the room. And generally, we'll just go ahead and start waking up the body a little bit, moving fingers and toes, maybe turning the head from side to side. And then if you do have the bolster underneath your knees or pillows, you can go ahead and bring the feet onto them and just press them with the bolster or cushions out of the way so the feet can rest on the mat. And we'll turn to one side, and gently lingering here just a moment. And pressing up, coming into Sukhasana, cross-legged seat, easy pose. Keeping the eyes closed and just lengthening the spine up nice and tall, letting the shoulders drop back and down. Extending up through the head, tucking the chin ever so slightly. Bringing the hands together in Anjali Mudra at the heart center. And just to lock in the practice and all the relaxation and balance that we've created tonight, we'll chant Om one time. And breathing in for Om. Taking our gaze down towards the floor, softly blinking the eyes open, and lifting the gaze back up. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining practice tonight, or today. As the case may be, wherever you are, whenever you are. I hope you got a very relaxing and balancing energy through this practice, and I hope you join me again for the next one. All my love and blessings.